France's Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz have set up an All-American US Open semifinal as compatriot Ama Navarro reached the women's last four to boost home hopes of a title sweep. The 20th seed Tiafoe progressed when 9th-ranked Grigor Dimitrov suffered an injury in the third set of their quarterfinal and quit in the fourth with the score at 6-3, 6-7, 5-7, 6-3, 4-1. Tiafoe also made the last four in 2022, while Fritz reached his first Grand Slam semifinal by defeating fourth-seeded Alexander Zverev 7-6, 7-2, 3-6, 6-4, 7-6, 7-3. With Tiafoe and Fritz clashing on Friday, the United States is guaranteed a home men's finalist for the first time since 2006, when Andy Roddick was defeated by Roger Federer. Roddick remains the last American man to capture a Grand Slam when he claimed the 2003 US Open. "It's not the way I wanted to win, even if I'm happy to get through to the semifinals," said Tiafoe of Dimitrov's injury. "It was a very high-level match. You're going to see me against another American. It's going to be great. It will be the biggest match of our careers." Dimitrov, 33, sought treatment off court after the third set, but was reduced to walking pace in the fourth as his hopes slipped away. The Bulgarian was reluctant to discuss the specifics of his injury after a thigh problem forced him to also quit his last 16 match at Wimbledon in July. "I think it's a combination from everything. I think there's really no point to talk about that. It's just the game, and I need to keep my head up," he said. Zverev's defeat to Fritz means world number one Jannik Sinner is the only top four player left in the men's draw following the shock early exits of Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. "I've had a few looks at Grand Slam quarterfinals over the years, so I felt it was my turn to take a step further," said the 26-year-old Fritz, who cracked 12 aces among his 45 winners in his victory. "It's cool, I'm in the semis, but I very much have the mindset of the job's not done." Germany's Zverev had been attempting to reach his 9th semifinal at the Slams and third in New York. "Terrible. Just absolutely terrible by me," he said of his performance. "I did nothing to deserve the win, simple as that." Meanwhile, New Yorker Navarro broke through to a maiden Slam semifinal by defeating Paula Badosa of Spain 6-2, 7-5 after coming back from 5-1 down in the second set. She will tackle world number 2 and reigning Australian Open champion Aryna Sabalenka, who brushed aside Zheng Qinwen 6-1, 6-2. Navarro insisted she always believed she could claw her way back from a 5-1 second set deficit against New York-born Badosa. "When I got to 5-2, I had an inkling that I'd win in 2 sets, said Navarro, who had lost in the first round on her only other 2 appearances at the tournament. "I was a complete disaster today," said Badosa after committing 35 unforced errors. Second seed Sabalenka needed only an hour and 13 minutes to dismantle China's Olympic champion and set up a meeting with Navarro, before jokingly promising fans free drinks for their support in that match. The Belarusian has lost only 4 service games through the tournament to emerge as a firm favourite to add another major title to her 2 Australian Open trophies after losing the Flushing Meadows final to Coco Gauff a year ago. "If you get to the top 5 level, everyone will take you as a favourite," said Sabalenka. "But as I always say, it's not about being the favourite, it's about how hard you're ready to fight for it." Zheng was bidding to become the 3rd Chinese woman to reach the US Open semifinals after Li Na in 2013 and Peng Shuai in 2014. However, she was completely outplayed and hit just 9 winners. Zheng said the record late finish to her last 16 clash, which finished at 2:15 a.m. on Monday, had affected her performance. She said she only went to bed at 5 a.m. "I couldn't sleep after I finished the match 2:30 in the morning. I'm not able to practice yesterday because I was feeling terrible," said Zheng.